Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the DC Amateur Bantamweight Division, brought to you tonight by the Foxy Lady Gentlemen's Club. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, fighting out of the Dillon's Auto, Charged Automotive Blue Corner. This wrestler stands 5'8", weighed in 149.4 pounds. He holds an amateur record, 0 wins, 1 defeat. Representing TCB, fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, Preston Woodall. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the Nebraska Lottery red corner, is a freestyle fighter, standing 5'7", weighed in 137 pounds. Tonight, he's making his amateur debut. Representing Premier Combat Center, fighting out of David City, Nebraska, Lee Betzen. Your referee, Joe Doherty.
Woodall, just hit a straight left hand.
Picks him up.
There's a guillotine. This is how Preston lost his first fight, which is less than a month ago. Oh, slammed him, but
Lee holds it, blocks it up.
He doesn't have his hands locked, but he could still finish it if he wants to.
Can almost use that maybe to even reverse him the way he's got that underhook. Have to open up his guard, though. He might be better off just trying to adjust his grip and try and finish that, but it looks like Preston's got his head halfway out.
Yeah. I don't know what he's doing with the underhook here. He's going to, oh, okay. Now did he pass right in the mount? Yeah,
yep.
He did.
Gives him his back. Lee is this is his debut fight. We haven't seen anything from him, but he has wrestled his entire life from childhood to high school. He was actually supposed to fight last weekend, but the fight fell through. So.
Ooh. Yeah, Preston fought a little over a month ago, lost by guillotine. That was his debut. So they're both pretty fresh in terms of experience.
Yeah, these first few fights are always a wild card with debut fighters typically. That's what makes them fun.
He's a little high.
But he's kind of recovering here. Maybe you got to use the cage for a little bit of help there. You know, it is early in the fight, so I mean, explosiveness is still a factor you have to take account for in these positions. And you know, Lee might just wait for his opportunity and explode if he stays a little too high here.
Yeah, he's definitely, if he could get Woodall onto his hip, he's pretty far over there.
I don't know if he's going for that body triangle, but he might actually fall into guard here.
Yeah.
Because he didn't secure that hook. And scissor in the body here.
He's trying to flatten him out, which he has, but he's not in the best position of control.
Cage is probably to his advantage in this position.
Yeah, Betzen needs to clear his left elbow across the stomach.
Well, end of first, round number 1. Maybe Lee was a little dazed from that stun. He didn't seem too explosive off his stomach there, like I expected to see early in the fight.
Yeah, sometimes you can see with wrestlers that don't have a ton of MMA experience, with Lee, this being his debut, sometimes you see people get a little gun shy. I'm not sure if they're going to do something that puts them in a bad position that's just their natural reaction to an area.
For sure. There's no replacement for cage experience, so I call it first fight jitters. I know I want to bury the tape and throw it away, lock the key on my first fight. Definitely made some rookie mistakes.
You know, in wrestling, that was somewhat of a comfortable position. I mean, not the most comfortable, but
certainly one he hasn't been in before.
Yeah.
I thought he was actually in a worse position when he gave up the mount quickly.
Yeah,
typically
sure.
wrestlers don't like to be on their back.
No. I mean, that was a slick transition to mount.
Yeah, and Preston had a really impressive takedown. We'll see what Lee answers with in this second round. Lee is in the white trunks, and Preston is in the black shorts.
Ooh!
Good overhand left.
Yeah,
by Lee.
Lee threw that last round, too, and it caught him pretty well.
Preston is doing a good job of keeping his hands up.
He definitely didn't like that.
No, he's
that overhand left.
He's taking his time now,
Yeah.
stepping into the pocket. Kind of leaps in.
He's got to be careful keeping his chin up in the air like that, though. Oh, now we got to see him.
Lee's going for the legs now.
Yep. Good takedown
trips him.
by Betzen.
Lands and
right into mount.
Right into mount.
Didn't even try to put him in half guard.
I think if Preston would have established the half guard, he could have actually not given up that mount. But
Lee's got to get his hands off the mat so he can get swept here. He needs to posture up, get his hands off the. There he go.
Oh, Preston gives up his back. The roles have reversed a little bit now.
Yeah, Woodall's in a really bad position right now.
Yeah, having a wrestler have you flattened out like that is not a good spot to be in. I will say Lee looks actually really composed for his first fight. I feel like it's a normal tendency to be a lot more jittery, go for the kill at every, even when it's not specifically there, and he's kind of taking his time.
Preston's got his hand on Lee's foot, which means he doesn't have both his hands to defend his neck.
Yeah.
Lee's just threw some punches. Oh!
Lee kind of teeing off there.
There's that wrestling control.
Yep. Preston's corner calling for him to explode up.
It's going to be hard with an experienced wrestler.
I agree. This is definitely one of the worst positions you can be in with a solid wrestler on you. And, you know, Lee's staying somewhat busy, too. He's sneaking his shots in, but he's also kind of put in the position as the first priority.
Yeah, I think Woodall would be in a better position if he would. He needs to roll to his back so they're both. That's not going to work anymore. There you go. Has he got that?
10 seconds left. I think he's going to survive this. And his corner's letting him know that he's short time. On our first fight's going into the third and final round.
Looks like it's 1-1.
Yeah, I would.
On scorecards.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty easy. It's gonna who wants it more here in the third round.
Wouldn't be surprised to see another just takedown from either of them and see if they can just control.
Yeah, I wonder what their corners are telling them to do, because I would imagine Minner right now is telling him to look for that takedown, especially with some of his hand gestures there. To look for a blast double. Scott Anson in the corner of Preston, I would imagine him's giving him similar advice. So. They seem to be kind of stalemated on the feet, you know. I mean, each guys would just kind of throw wild shots in the pocket. And, you know, Lee got a couple more memorable ones in there, but I think Preston stayed a little bit more busy on the feet. So I think this is definitely going to be who can get on top first and control their opponent.
Being flyweights, it's hard to generate a lot of power to, you know, knock somebody out. I mean, Lee definitely landed some pretty big shots. They were just one. And that's something you see in amateur fights a lot of the time. see one-off really good shots, but no follow-up.
Right.
So.
Yeah, a lot, especially in the Midwest, a lot of amateur fighters are coming off wrestling backgrounds, and they need to play a little bit of catch-up with their striking, and it just takes time and experience. Neither guy looks gassed or fatigued, though. I mean, both look a little tired, but
Woodall's landing some good shots right now.
yeah.
Oh, but he got a little
Lee drops
overzealous.
and gets the takedown.
Now Woodall's going for a guillotine. Doesn't have the best leg positioning, though.
Yeah, Lee just needs to be careful with his legs, can secure that side control. Yeah. Still a very uncomfortable position to be in.
Lee could get the Von Flue choke if he wants to.
Oh, gives up his back.
I don't think that's what Woodall thought was going to happen when he bailed right there.
No, not at all. That did not go according to plan.
Yeah. Oh, he's got like a Kimura transition going right now.
If he can get his right arm free, he can turn and face him. But I don't know if Lee's probably holding his gloves there. I think Lee would just spin around and take his back before he hooked his leg there. I don't know if he's going to work for some kind of choke here. Or
I think he's probably just going to
rest a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's got top control.
Yeah, he's breathing a little heavy, but yeah, both guys have slowed down a little bit. Oh, that probably an illegal knee or close to one there. He's got to be careful with that.
When he's leaving him some position, Preston could, hitting him in the shoulder. That doesn't feel good.
No.
There we go.
Preston explodes up.
The
lead gets the legs again. Taking his time. Big slam. The crowd goes wild.
See if he goes for an arm triangle here. I mean, his half guard, Preston's half guard's wide open. He just took a couple of deep breaths, too.
Neither guys have seemed to be really submission-oriented. I don't know how deep their arsenal is with, or high-level jiu-jitsu they are. I think he seems to be pretty content just establishing control and sneaking some punches in here.
He's got a butterfly hook. I don't know if Preston's going to try and transition out to finish this guillotine, but he's in a pretty tough position to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
He's going to give up mount right here if he's not careful. Oh. Yep.
I think Lee's going to cross-face him and either take the mount or Preston scrambles, maybe secure his back. Well, I think Lee did enough in that third round to take the fight, but we'll see what the judges have in store here.
Yeah. Got a lot of cage time for a debut.
Yeah, that was a good fight for both guys.
From Lee Betzen.
Yeah, looked very calm and cool in his first fight. Actually, quite impressed with he didn't take any risks, so to speak. But I think that's smart for a debut fight when you are up on the scorecards.
Yeah, you seem comfortable with wrestling control. Yeah. I mean, especially when you're in a high pressure position like you are when you in your first MMA fight. You usually lean on what your habits are and what you know.
Yeah, everything's going to go out the window and kind of, if you're a black belt, you're now a brown belt, and so to speak. And so you're going to do what you do best, and that was wrestling. Both guys actually displayed the like they have deep wrestling backgrounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges score this bout 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Lee Betzen.